Good morning, friends. Holy crap, we're doing this thing again. It is the reading rush, and today is day number 1. It is July 22nd, and I'm ready to do this thing. I did my try a chapter tag because usually what happens is I pick out my TBR and then I'm like, what do I even want to read first? So I already took care of that, and I'm going to be reading Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I think this is going to be my 5th or 6th book by her. I'll have to figure that out at some point. But I'm reading this for an author's debut. So this is like her first book that she ever wrote, and I'm so excited. In that try a chapter tag, I read the first chapter, obviously, and it just dove right in with all of the feels. So I'm going to start with this. It is 7:43 to be exact. I still have to take my vitamins and drink my coffee. So I think what I'll do is I'll read to maybe the halfway point, and then I'll update you guys, and then I'll update you when I'm finished. 2% in, woo! And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take it to my bed and read, which is like counterintuitive because I just woke up. But I'm gonna take my vitamins. Oh yeah, look, I have my mug, you guys. I'm on page 112 and I'm reading it solely in bed. So I'm taking a little break. I painted my nails in bed while I was reading. I just made my breakfast, which was some vanilla yogurt, granola, and a date, and actually took my dog outside and just like walked outside in the sunshine while I was eating my breakfast. I have read about 50% of Forever Interrupted, and I'm not actually reading here. I am reading in my bedroom. I just thought I would come in here and share my thoughts so far. Like I said, it really does start off with all of the feels. Losing your husband very soon after being married. I guess they'd only been married like less than a week and a half. But when you love someone and you get married to them, like, it's still gonna hurt, especially if they're the one. So anyway, all those thoughts and feelings aside, like I said, it kind of flips back and forth between timelines, the present, and the past. Like, it starts in June, which is when he passes, and then it goes back to December when they met, and then it kind of moves forward from there. And just, you can really feel the grief, and it's so heartbreaking because you know the outcome, but then you get to see their relationship from the beginning. Hard because while I am loving it, I'm not as attached to the characters as I have been in past Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, but they are very fleshed out characters, and I think going back to the past is doing that. Yeah, one of my favorite authors, reading her debut book. It's pretty cool. Also, for the record, here is my Taylor Jenkins Reid collection. I think I have read, or not I have read, but this will be my 7th book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Yeah. I'm laughing, I'm crying, and I just finished my first book of the reading rush, you guys. And I'm sure mascara is running. Oh my god, that final line killed me. Oh, I shouldn't even say that. That final line really hit the heart, and I just had to sit in bed and cry for a couple of minutes. And a big wind went through, and the light had changed in my bedroom, and I don't know, it was just, whoo, it was a good one, you guys. Now, since this is her debut and I have read 6 other things by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I'm not gonna give this a full 5 stars. I don't feel like it was a 5 stars just because, I mean, it is so good, you guys. Like, you have to read this. If you like Taylor Jenkins Reid's other contemporary romance stories, you will absolutely love this one. Please don't take this as like, oh my gosh, this book sucks, because it made me cry multiple times while reading. Obviously it's about Elsie and Ben and their short 6-month time together, from dating to getting married and him dying on impact. Yeah, 9 days later, Ben is out riding his bike when he is hit by a truck and killed on impact. So it definitely has to do with like death and grief and just like overcoming that, if at all possible, when you lose the love of your life. But I don't think that the characters were as fleshed out as I wanted them to be. And I think that's because we're only really seeing Ben and Elsie together for 6 months. And then I guess it's about another 6 months from the time that he's killed on impact through the grieving period. So we're seeing a year's time, I guess, told back and forth. And it's just hard because like in these 6 months, her and Ben, you're obviously learning about her and Ben. And then in the other 6 months, it's really her grieving and getting to know her mother-in-law and basically both of their grieving perspectives. Wow, it was just really good. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. It's getting darker or something, or maybe I just feel like it is, but I just need to get out of there. I am currently reading The Complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 4. And I've already made like a good dent. I actually went outside to read it, and I checked the mail and I got 2 exciting things. The first being my 3rd month of Care Of, a package from Canada. And with the washi tape and everything, I've been expecting my Reading Rush bookmarks, and just got here. So we're gonna open it up and start using these. Yes, okay, here we go. All right, so there's a little paper around them that just says, thank you for supporting the Reading Rush. I also got this same little paper with my mug, and here are my bookmarks. I love them. They're so pretty. And then on the back of each one, this one is purple on the back and says The Reading Rush. This is like a seafoam green, and it says The Reading Rush. Sorry, the lighting is horrible. Can you see that? No, probably not. Anyway, it's seafoam green, and then this other one is baby blue and says The Reading Rush. So here are the bookmarks, and that's exciting that I got these on the first day of the Reading Rush. So now I have my mug and my bookmarks, and I feel all official now. Good morning, friends. It's a day number 2 of the Reading Rush, and I wanted to start by thanking Ariel and Raylene for hosting this amazing event for our community. I know that Ariel has been getting a lot of backlash about the website probably, and she's pretty stressed about it, you guys, and I don't blame her because, you know, of course you want this to just go off without a hitch. But the fact of the matter is the website is running slow, and I have been getting error messages, and I haven't been able to input all of my information and receive all of my badges for day 1, but that's okay. Day 1, I read 863 pages. I managed to complete 2 books off of my TBR, Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I talked to you guys quite in depth about. I rated it 4 stars, and then I read The Complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 4 by Kanami Kantana. I'm butchering that name. But anyway, this is the 4th and final bind up of this manga, and I'm so sad it's over. I definitely would have followed Chi on her next journey with her family. I just think that it's such an adorable read for, you know, if you're trying to get into manga, because it's formatted for like English readers, for like left to right and all of that. So you read it front to back instead of back to front, and you read it left to right, just like normal, like a normal comic or something like that. The artwork is amazing, and I love that it's told through the perspective of a cat. Like, you see other cats in here, you see like human characters in here as well, but the cat doesn't understand what they're saying, you know? So it's all about like body language and stuff like that. But it's super cute, and you could see that how they each have their own little language, and it's just, I don't know, I love this. I'm sad it's over. However, there was so much going on in here. There were so many, since it was the last one, there were so many things that they had to tie up, and it did like tie everything up. But just because everything was happening and you're just going from like one thing to another thing to another thing, like it just tried to do too much. So it almost would have been better to put it into 5 parts, in my opinion, and then I could have like settled into the story. It was just so fast paced and so much happened. It was like 455 pages, and then they do have at the end, they have a little special thanks, and then they have all of these great like interview parts and stuff like that. I did enjoy both of these immensely, but I was sad that neither one was 5 stars so I could get that badge. But the challenges that I was able to complete is I read a book with purple on the cover. I read a book in the same spot. This is also an author's debut. Non-human character, and there are 5 words in this title, The Complete Cheese Sweet Home. So that's 5, and then if you want to even count part 4. So yeah, so those are the challenges. So I knocked out 5 challenges yesterday, which is pretty exciting. And really, if I wanted to complete all 7 challenges, the only thing I would have to do is to read a book I meant to read last year, and read a book to movie adaptation, and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen would count for both of those challenges. In fact, I think that Pride and Prejudice was on my TBR last year for Booktubeathon. So, but I have tried reading that book for my try a chapter tag, and I wasn't really feeling it. I think the only way I'm going to get through it is if I do it on audiobook, so I may attempt that. I'm not really sure, or if I'm just going to pick something else. But in the meantime, I'm not thinking about it. I have my morning coffee and my awesome Reading Rush mug, and I started Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey last night. I am currently on chapter 7, which is page 88. So I read 87 pages of this yesterday. So that was counted in my grand total of pages yesterday. I was kind of disappointed to hear that Travis let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. So that was a little disappointed. And I also do see where people are saying that the baby girl thing is kind of overused, because I think I've heard it like 3 or 4 times, and like I said, I'm only on page 88. So within this little bit, I've already heard it like 3 or 4 times. It hasn't started grating on my nerves yet, but nothing between Travis and Georgette has really happened yet. So it may get worse as time goes on. So I'm here with a reading update. I was doing a little bit of housework and then I read a few chapters. I'm on page 157, chapter 12. Chapter 11 was super steamy, like wow, it was a lot. It was crazy. I have spent much of today not reading. I was editing videos, making cornbread, putting away laundry, washing dishes, basically not reading for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But the good news is that I just finished Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. Again, another 4-star read. I'm really searching for that 5-star read. It hasn't happened so far. This is the first time I've read anything by Tessa Bailey, and the steam in this one is strong. If you don't know what this is about Travis, who is a rookie baseball player that got injured. So now he's no longer playing. He goes back to his hometown, and there he is surrounded by like his childhood friends, mainly Georgie and her brother Steven. Steven and him were like really good friends growing up, and Georgie has always had a crush on Travis. So it starts off like rekindling their friendship, and it quickly moves over into more. They basically have to do this fake dating trope for Travis for this job opportunity, and sex gets involved, feelings get involved, and Georgie, like I said, has had a crush on him her whole life, and yeah, just things kind of go on from there. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. 4 stars, very steamy, and to be completely honest, I don't know what I want to pick up next. After I did the try a chapter tag, I basically knew I wanted to read Forever Interrupted and this one, and I knew the manga would be easy to get through. But I have 4 more books on my official TBR. These are the books that I have left on my official TBR, but I don't know what I'm in the mood for, and that's why I did that try a chapter tag, because I don't really know. But I have been hearing great things about this, and it's short, so maybe this one. I'm gonna go ahead and log this in Goodreads as read. I'm gonna check in with the Reading Rush website, and then I will decide what I'm gonna read next, and I will of course let you know. Update time. I am truly struggling with what to read for the book to movie adaptation. So I did think about rereading this, because I saw this is what some people were reading and watching for their TBR. And I thought it would go quick because it's like a graphic novel, illustrated novel story. It has lots of illustrations and stuff like that, and it's not that long, but it's still like 200 pages, and I just don't feel like reading it. But the movie is on Amazon Prime, so I thought I could watch that. I have The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Let's see how long this is. 188. Maybe that would be something. Okay guys, it's official. I'm changing my TBR. I'm not gonna read A Monster Calls just because I'm not in the mood for it, and I have read it before. I'm officially taking Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen off of my list, although I still would like to watch the movie adaptation at some point, maybe this summer, maybe in fall, once school starts again. I'm still leaving on these books because I would like to read them. It just depends how I fare with the book to movie adaptation, because these can still count for the books that I wanted to read last year. But for the book to movie adaptation, I have chosen The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This is a memoir, and I heard it's heartbreaking, and the movie is on Amazon Prime, so I can watch it after I read the book. Also, I have read 293 pages today. That was all in Fix Her Up. I read 87 pages yesterday, and then I finished it up today. The whole book was 380, so that means 293 pages today so far. So not a lot. But that did put me well over the 1,000 page mark, so yay. So that's another badge I will have earned. I was able to update my books and my page count and the number of books I've read, but I was not able to update any badges. So I don't have a lot of the badges that I need or I have earned, but that's okay. I'll be able to do that at a later date, I am sure. But yeah, so I'm officially moving on to The Glass Castle. I've already started reading it. I'm only on page 11, but I think I should enjoy this one. I did try to check out the audiobook from my library with the Overdrive app, and I am #1 on 2 copies, and it says that it's available soon. So not really sure, but that would be great to help it go a little bit quicker. Good morning, friends. It's day number 3 of the readathon, and I wanted to update you as to my progress yesterday and let you know my plan for today. One of the things I did yesterday is I created this document, and it just has some basic information on it, like the challenges and what I chose for my initial TBR. These down here are the badges that I have collected so far: 2019 reader, YouTube video, Instagram, author's first work, same spot, non-human main character, 5-word title, purple on the cover, and I passed the 1,000 page mark. I did cross off Pride and Prejudice up here because I have officially taken that off of my TBR. On this page, it's just going to have my progress for every single day. So the first day I read 863 pages. These are the books that I finished. These are the challenges that I completed. Yesterday I only read 370, and I say only because, like, wow, but 370 is like about a book. But I did manage to finish Fix Her Up yesterday, and I moved the purple cover from over here to over here because that is what I originally chose for the purple cover. So I just moved that down here, and then I will just update it every single day. But my goal for today is to completely read The Glass Castle. I did start this last night. I am currently on page 81. I haven't gotten the audiobook, but that's okay. I'm reading it, I'm making progress, and I think if I dedicate my time to this today, I should be able to finish it. So I want to finish The Glass Castle, and I want to watch the movie so I can get the book to movie adaptation badge. And then tomorrow, if I'm able to accomplish both of my goals today, then I can really work on reading a book that I wanted to read last year. Okay, so I'm pretty much exactly 50% of the way through the Glass Castle, and it is heartbreaking. You know, it's like the stuff, of course there's emergency vehicles going by right now. Good girl. So I'm pretty much exactly 50% of the way through the Glass Castle, and I am enjoying it. It's also heartbreaking at the same time. I really, you know, enjoy stories like this that make you think and make you like appreciate what you have, and just realize that like your hard times, there's someone always out there that has it worse. And I know that's not like a good thing, but it just makes you realize like you really shouldn't complain sometimes about things that go on in your life, because they're really not that big of a deal. Okay, so update time. Sorry that the lighting is weird right here. I'm by like one of my dining room windows. It's probably like reflecting off of everything I have right here. So, update. I just finished reading The Glass Castle, and while it's very hard to rate memoirs, in my opinion, and nonfiction books, because they're just facts, and you know, it's somebody's life and you don't want to like judge their life. In particular, Jeanette Wall's life was very difficult. Her family moved around a lot, and neither one of her parents had steady jobs, and they went without food a lot, without medical care, without like the basic necessities. And while her parents never were great parents to her, like, I think they loved her. Her father dealt with alcoholism, and her mom definitely with some issues as well. And then her brothers and sisters, she had like one older sister and then a younger brother and a younger sister. And I'm gonna rate this book 5 stars because it brought out so many emotions in me, and just like sadness, but also like hopeful and perseverance, and like, I don't know, it was great. If you're looking for a memoir and you have not read this one, I highly recommend. It's only 288 pages, so you'll get through it fairly quickly, but I'm really excited to watch it and see it as well. Even though I know it's gonna be heartbreaking and I'm probably gonna cry more, like, I never thought I would rate a book like this 5 stars, just because it's someone's life and I knew it was going to be sad. But I think the reason why I'm giving it 5 stars is because it was so open and honest. It showed the good and the bad. It didn't paint her parents out to be these superhero parents that, you know, didn't provide for them, but like did the right thing all the time. And it showed things that happened to her, things that happened to her siblings, and it just, some of the blurbs on the back, it says, Jeanette Walls has carved a story with precision and grace out of one of the most chaotic, heartbreaking childhoods ever to be set down on the page. It's a deeply affecting memoir. It's a triumph in every possible way. It does what all good books should do. It affirms our faith in the human spirit. And I wholeheartedly believe that, because it does. It shows you that we as humans can overcome a lot, but it also shows that like sometimes things never change and you just need to make the best of the situation. 5 stars, and I'm so excited to watch the movie. I have no idea what I'm gonna read next. I already updated Goodreads. I need to put this back in the office so I can write my little review of it. I'm gonna update the Reading Rush website. I'm gonna get my 5-star book badge, and then after I watch the movie I will update the book to movie adaptation. Okay, I just finished watching The Glass Castle with Woody Harrelson and Naomi Watts and a bunch of other actors and actresses, and it did have the same movie feel, or the book feel, just with any book to movie adaptation. It just left so much out, and I think the part that bothered me the most was that in the movie, well, I guess in the book, we'll say with the book, which of course I loved so much. With the book, it started kind of like at the end, and then it went back to her childhood and moved forward from there. In the movie, it kept flashing back to her adulthood and where she was at that time, and it went more in depth with that, and I just didn't prefer those parts. I really liked seeing the stuff from her childhood in the book, and that's what I wanted more of in the movie. And also what they did is they included stuff from the book, but it was like out of order, and certain things that weren't like related to other things were kind of like bunched together in the movie. And I don't know, it's hard to explain without like spoiling the book if you haven't read it, but the movie, definitely some things are out of order. It's not as heart-wrenching, but at the same, like if I would have just watched the movie, I probably would have been like, I'm probably not really interested in the book. But if you read the book first, you're definitely going to want to check out the movie, just to see it like come to life on the screen and get some of what you were seeing in the book. Definitely not as much. I definitely pictured things differently in my head while I was reading it. And like I said, of course, there's more like details in the book. Also, it just reminded me, and I guess the reason why I really liked the book is because it showcased Jeanette Wall's life, yes, and her family, her mom, dad, and her siblings. But it was really about the connection that she had with her dad, and how toxic but how beautiful it was. And I really felt that with the movie. There were a lot of scenes between those two actors in the movie, and it just really showcased that relationship between father and daughter. So officially, the only challenge I have left is to read a book that I wanted to read last year. Sometimes I feel like I'm making headway in this community, and sometimes I feel like I don't have any friends in the community. And things like this are what make me feel that way. So I posted that question, I need your help. I used @TheReadingRush, #ReadingRush. What should I read next from? These are the books I have to choose from. And I posted this picture. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it there. I posted that picture, and I posted that over 2 hours ago, and not one comment, not one reply. I would like to say that it's because people are like reading, or you know, things like that, but there's people that just like literally post something and they get likes and replies on it right away. So someone else in the community that I love and admire posted something 2 hours ago, and they already have 30 likes on theirs, and they're not even asking for like advice or anything. They're just saying something. I mean, someone posted something just 2 minutes ago and they have a retweet and a like. So I don't know, I just feel like I guess I'm gonna have to choose what I'm reading next myself. And like I showed you in that picture, I have basically 3 books left: Girl Made of Stars, The Names They Gave Us, and Save the Date. I'm gonna check if any of those audiobooks are available through Overdrive or Hoopla, and if not, then I will find another way to choose.